Keyframing the track volume level. So before we actually get started with keyframing the track volume level, I want to get set up. So one of the things I want to do is I want to expand my waveform down here in my audio track. So at the bottom of A1, I'm going to click with my left mouse button, and I'm going to pull it down. And that'll give me a bigger view of my waveform. Number 2, I'm going to go up to Edit. I'm going to go to Preferences and to Timeline. And I'm going to check to make sure that typically that we use file for the default audio tracks. Now this should be done before you make your sequence, and so that makes everything work in your sequence correctly. Then I'm going to come up here and make sure I'm selecting my clip, and I'm going to go up here into my source monitor and pick Effect Controls. I'm going to pick right on the clip. You'll see I get all kinds of effects, and I'm going to scroll down till I get to my audio effects. And right here is my level for volume. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, and what I'm going to want to do is add roughly a little bit before this image. I want to start bringing the volume down so it's really low during the image, and I want to ramp it back up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a keyframe right here. And right here is add and remove keyframe. So I put a keyframe, a little dot right here at my playhead. Now I'm going to scrub over to about where the image is. And I am going to go and add another keyframe. And you can see I added another keyframe up here. And now I'm going to come over here at this level and say minus 24, hit enter, minus 24 dBs. So notice down here in my waveform how it's dropped down significantly. Now I'm going to scrub over till right at the end of the image, and I'm going to go up and hit another keyframe. Notice how it added another keyframe right there. And I'm going to keep that at minus 24. And now I'm going to just bring it over a little bit, and I'm going to hit another keyframe, but I want this to go back to 0 at this point. And you can see over here how it's going along loud, and then it's going to ramp down to quiet, 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 and ramp back down, back up to loud. Let's listen to it here. So I'm going to play. So you could hear it ramping down and then ramping back up. You can see I need to render this because it's red. That's what's affecting the sound quality there a little bit. So that worked out really well. Let's do it a second way. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just place it. I'm going to do the same thing for this image, but instead of doing it up here in the effects, I am just going to hold the control key down, and I'm going to go right between the two left and right channel, and I'm going to get a plus sign. I'm holding my control key down, and I'm going to click, and I just created a keyframe. Now I'm going to pull it over, and I'm going to pick again in the same spot with the plus with the control key held down, and I'm going to pull it over. I'm going to hit the plus sign, and one more time for the ramp up, I'm going to hit the plus sign. Now, I can just grab a hold of these with the left mouse button and pull them down and adjust them kind of with the eyeball method. I'm not doing it mathematically by putting in a set number. You can see I'm minus 26.2 dBs there. So I'm not exactly 24 like I am over here, so it's not as precise. But if I come back here and I hit play again, so you notice even though I do have bad sound quality because it hasn't been rendered with the red bar up here. You do see that I come down and I get a quieter volume and then I go back up. So I'm keyframing the track volume level in two different methods. One is I'm using the effects control over here and creating a keyframe. When I come down here, I'll come down to my volumes. When I hit these buttons right here, I can add and remove the keyframes. You can see my keyframes in over here. I got 4 keyframes here, and I've added 4 keyframes over here. The other way, I can just do it kind of manually by holding the control key down and then pulling and adjusting those. All right. And so this is keyframing the track volume level.